will be non-spoiler. And 3 books I'm going to talk about is The Promise of Amazing by Robin Constantine, Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson, and The Fixer by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. All of these are library books, which is why I'm doing the review now, because I have to go back to the library today. The first book I'm going to talk about is The Promise of Amazing by Robin Constantine. I gave this book 4 stars. It was a super, super easy read, a really, really sweet contemporary. A lot of the contemporaries I've been reading recently, like Katie McGarry and Morgan Matson, have been a little bit more on the heavier side. This did have more complex elements, but I just thought it was a really super easy read, and this also started a series for Robin, and the next book in the series is The Laws of Attraction, and it's kind of like Katie McGarry's series where you kind of see the characters again. I'm just going to give a brief summary. This book follows the characters of Wren and Grayson, and Wren is working at her mom's catering company, and Grayson is there for a party, and Grayson starts choking, and that is how they come into paths, and Wren basically saves his life, which that's how they kind of meet. But Grayson just really wants to know more about her and wants to learn more about her, and they kind of develop a relationship. But Grayson has a little bit of a dirty secret. He's been kicked out of his prep school for some illegal activities, I'll say, and that is not who Wren is. Wren is a good girl. She always follows the rules and yada, yada, yada. And at the end of the day, how do the bad boy and the good girl really, really fall in love and make it work when they are so drastically different? And there was a lot of hot button issues in this. I really did grow to care about both characters and really grew to like them. And I could actually see why these 2 characters would fall in love. Wren also had a lot of family issues, a lot of money issues that was also coming up and made her future very, very unsettled. It was, they're both seniors in college, so a lot of, but they both really had a self-discovery journey, and I really did like it. If you like Katie McGarry, or if you like Rainbow Rowell, I highly recommend this. It's a really, really quick read. I think I finished this in like 2 to 3 days. You just wanted to know what was going to happen, and there is a little bit more of intrigue and what Grayson's really doing. There's family drama on both sides of the equation for both characters. But I grew to really, really enjoy the characters and really, really enjoy the romance, and I hope to read Laws of Attraction sometime soon, because that's the next book in the series. Follows 2 totally different characters, but I know that you will see these characters again, which is super exciting. So those are my thoughts on The Promise of Amazing by Robin Constantine. As I said, I gave it a 4 stars. It was a very, very strong contemporary, and I really, really enjoyed it. The next book I read was Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. I wanted to read this because I wanted to complete my correction earlier in the summer. I read Amy and Roger's Epic Detour and Since You've Been Gone. They were amazing. I gave them both 5 stars, and I really, really enjoyed them. This book I gave 5 stars, but it was devastatingly amazing. Like, I cried, and I don't normally cry when I read books, but this book broke my heart into a tiny, tiny little pieces. When I read Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, the character of Amy had recently lost a parent, and that was kind of what was forging her forward. This book was dealing with also with a very, very similar issue, but Taylor's dad was recently diagnosed with cancer, and that's kind of what propelled this summer forward. After Taylor's dad was diagnosed with cancer, they kind of made this decision to go back to their summer house where they haven't been in 5 years, and to have one last summer together. The doctors didn't give Taylor's dad a whole lot of time left, maybe close to 3 months. So it was kind of like a game change for the entire family, and they had to go back to this house where they haven't been in 5 years. And the main character's name is Taylor, and the last time she left this house, it did not end well. She left a lot of people up in arms, and it was a lot of drama, and she was just devastated. She didn't know what to do. And now she's back with all these people that she didn't really think she'd ever see again. She's also dealing with, her dad, the feelings about that, and it was just a very, very heartbreakingly beautiful book. And, what do you want to do when you want to push everyone away? What do you do when you don't want to push people away? And that's kind of what Taylor's doing too. She also reconnects with her best friend and her crush for that summer, and it's not easy getting back together. I won't spoil anything, but it is. I feel like the book was very, very realistic of what happens when you don't see someone for 5 years, what happens. I thought that it really, really portrayed that really well. This is a really, really large book as well, but I finished it in like 3 days. I had to know what happens, and it was the type of book where I wanted to know what happens, but I knew I didn't want to know the end, so that was kind of where I was with this. But it was gorgeous. If you want more details about this, let me know, and I'll do a full spoiler review. I just don't want to spoil you guys, but it was a really good book. If you like Morgan Matson's other novels, I highly recommend this book. And I know that there's, like, crossovers. I noticed the one for Amy and Roger's Upper Detour. I'm not sure if Since You've Been Gone appeared, but they all take place in the same, like, town. So, well, the hometown is all the same. So yeah, I really, really love this book. I gave it 5 stars. It was an emotional read. Prepare yourself going into that, because it is an emotional read. But I really, really liked it. And the last book I'm going to talk about is The Fixer by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. As I've said previously on my channel, I really liked her Natural series, which I've done reviews of before. You can check them out on my channel. But this is a totally different series, and it will be a series. I found out this is the first book in a series. Basically, it's about this girl named Tess who is living with her grandfather who has Alzheimer's and has to go live with her sister. And this book takes place in D.C., but she finds out that her sister is the political fixer of Washington, D.C., which is basically, if you want like a frame of reference, who Olivia Pope is in Scandal. And it is a frothy, such a good, fantastic mystery that you just need to know what's going to happen. And I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't really want to read everything heavy. After Second Chance Summer, I was really in a book hangover, I felt, so I was trying to read something, anything light, anything simple. And this just really, really fit the bill. The characters were interesting. There was a lot of mysteries and twists that I didn't see coming. There was a few that I did see coming, but the ones that I didn't see coming really, really outshined me. And it's fun because not only is her sister a political fixer, she becomes a kid's fixer in high school, accidentally. And she comes up with these cast of characters, she gets sucked into this mystery, and the two mysteries that they're both solving kind of intersect, and it is just beautiful. I really, really liked it. I gave it 4.5 stars. There was a little bit predictability in it, but it was a really unique, and the ending really surprised me, and I cannot see how that catapults the book forwards. Those are just some of my thoughts on all of these books. But if you guys have more questions or comments, comment below. As always, I've recently started a Facebook page. Go like that, and I'll be putting more stuff on there on more of a daily basis. But I hope you guys are having a good day.